All right, good morning, everyone. Module 6, Lesson 7, your target for today. I can plot points, use them to draw lines in the plane, and describe patterns within the coordinate pairs. So here's your fluency for today. If you would like to do this, you can pause the video, copy this down. It's all about multiplying and dividing decimals by 10, 100, and 1,000. You also have name coordinates, so you want to name the coordinates of A through E. Name coordinates again here, A through G. We did our application problem. And now we're on our concept development. So you do need your graph paper. And for problem number 1, you are going to plot these points that you see here on your graph, on your coordinate plane. So go ahead and draw. You're going to draw your X and Y axis. Okay, we got 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yours can look a little bit different. And then hopefully you've already plotted these points. So what I want you to do is I want you to plot the points by yourself. So pause the video, plot the points by yourself, and then come back to check your work. All right, so here we're checking our work. We have A at 0, 0. So A is going to be here at the origin. A. B is 1, 1. B. C is over 2 up 2. C. D is over 3 up 3. Okay? And now we're going to draw a line that goes through all of the dots because we're drawing a line AD. So if you see that, that means to draw a line through the dots A through G. So it's going to look something like that. So this is our line AD. And I'll erase that to look a little bit better. Okay, so line AD. Look at the coordinates of the points contained in line AD. Remember, A was 0, 0, B is 1, 1, C is 2, 2, and D is 3, 3. What pattern do you notice about the X and Y coordinates? Okay, you notice that the X coordinate and the Y coordinate are always equal to one another. Do you think the point with the coordinates 4, 4 will also fall on this line? Yep, you're correct. Okay, and if we kept going, would line AD contain the point with coordinates 10, 10? Yes, it will, right? Because it's a pattern, right? Show me a point on line AD whose coordinates are mixed numbers. Can line AD contain a point where the X coordinate is a mixed number and the Y coordinate is not? No, it cannot. Okay, the X and Y coordinates have to be equal if a point is going to land right on this line. So can you give me a coordinate pair that would not fall on this line? Yeah, right? Maybe 6, 2. That's not going to fall on the line, right? Even 6, 7. That's up here. That's not going to fall on the line either. All right, next. Just looking at these coordinate pairs. Just looking at them, don't graph them yet. What pattern do you notice in these coordinate pairs? What pattern do you notice? X is always 3 less than y, right? 0, 3, a half, 3 and a half, 1 and 4. So y is always 3 more than x. So go ahead and get your chart. And since we're just using halves, we're going to skip every half. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So let's plot these points. So we have G, which is 0, 3. G. H is a half, 3 and a half. I is 1, 4. J is 1 and a half, 4 and a half. Okay, and then you connect them in the order that they are plotted. Okay, on that line, this is line, what are we going to call this line? Line G, J, because it connects the points G through J. What do you notice about this graph that's different than the one before? It starts at 3 instead of 0, right? But the line looks very similar. Okay, the y-coordinate only increases by a half. So the y-coordinate is increasing just by one little square. Use this same relationship to locate more points on the line. So I want you to find 2 more points on the line. When x is 2, what is y? So if you go over to 2 and then up on our line, what is our y going to be? 5. Very good. Okay, so this point is 8, Hij, and k is 2, 5, right? Because 5 is 3 more than 2. That's how you know. And if x is 2.5, our y is going to be 5.5. And how do I know that? Because 5.5 is 3 more than 2.5. So if we go over to 2.5 and up, our next point here is going to be L, which is 2.5 and 5.5. So what I want you to do is write a rule in your own words that tells the relationship for the x and y coordinates on this line. Be sure to include both x and y when you write the rule. So what is the rule going to say? Okay, so let me give you an example. The rule for this one up here, okay, would be as long as the x and y coordinates are the same, the point will be on line AD. We can say that the relationship between these coordinates can be described by the rule. So here's the rule for this top one right here. This rule is that x and y are equal. Okay, so the rule of this one, x and y are equal. See how I used x and y when I wrote the rule? You can also say the rule y is equal to x. So you can say x and y are equal, or you can also say y is equal to x. So we both used x and y in that rule. So now what you're going to do is you're going to write a rule for this one. What is the rule? Okay, what is this rule? Remember that these points are collinear, which means that the relationship between each x and its corresponding y will be the same. Okay, collinear means that the relationship between x and its corresponding y will be the same. So go ahead and write your rule. Make sure you contain x. Make sure you contain x and y. Okay, so your rule could be y is 3 more than x. Your rule could also say something like add 3 more to the x coordinate to get y. Something like that. Okay? Again, it talks about that word collinear there. Collinear means the relationship between each x and its corresponding y will be the same. So here we go. Each of these charts shows points on each of 4 different lines. What pattern do you notice within the coordinate pairs for each line? So it's not asking you to plot, but that's what I want you to do. Okay? So I want you to let's see. I'm going to erase this. This is what we worked on a couple days ago. Okay, so here we are, and I want you to graph you're going to graph a coordinate plane, okay? And you're going to label it in halves. So half 1, 2, 3, half 4, half 5. You're going to do that all the way up here until you get to 9. Go ahead and graph these points, and then for A, you're going to write the rules. For A, B, C, and D. Okay? And write the rules. That is the rest of your problem set for today. And then you will move on to your exercise.